Alright, so hey everyone, welcome back to another video. And in this video, we are basically going to be taking a look at how I landed a remote job at 18 years of age abroad at a US based company. So in this, I'll share how I applied to these companies. I'll share my exact screenshot on how I approached to the hiring manager, what was my interview experience, etc. So let's jump right. So the story actually begins from when my high school was just finished. I was already doing internship at some place, and I was creating some agentic AI tools and stuff. And then I started searching the companies which are doing AI stuff with my current set of skills, which is web technologies. So I applied to a company. Now. Before applying, the key thing that you have to take in mind is that just apply button most of the time is bound to failure because there is huge application pool which recruiters have to select. So what I did, cold emailing is the king. Now, what is cold emailing? Now, whenever these companies, push out a role, they basically have some contact links here and there. You basically got to search out, search their LinkedIn page, search employees, who is the hiring manager, or you can go to the recruitment page, etc., and all those things. Go to the down of the website, go to the scroll to the end, like from wherever you can found, get some people, and then cold email them with the requirement skill, right? Not just like this. Hey, I am Ashish. I want to get a job at your company. I see you are hiring, and just that. That's not gonna work. So what I did was, this is my exact thing that I wrote to them, right? Whatever they have asked into the job description role, you basically have to go through them and check whether your skills are matching, let's say 70% or 60%, then the rest you can, learn on the way. But if they are like totally out of the loom, let's say if someone told, if the job is of blender, just don't go and randomly apply to a blender job, because I don't know a shit of blender, right? You basically got to see whether the job description that they are giving actually fits to your skill set, or you will be willing to be working on. Because if you don't find job description relevant to your skills, so in that case, even if you get selected, you'll basically have a hard time there, right? Next, whatever they have written in, now coming to the application on how you should write your emails, whatever you have written in that particular, so whatever they have written in that particular job description, you basically have to go into each of the pointers. And this is just a small thing that you can do into your application to make it more, impressive. That you just don't write that, I know this is not. You basically do, hey, you have asked for generative AI experience. I have not only used this tool, but I have created them, demonstrating my hands-on experience, right? Because I have created some projects as a Navya, in which I have not just created in which I have not just used Gen AI, but I have also created own tools from the scratch. So I've also wrote that as a Google developer expert and national competition in web technologies, because I am a Google developer expert and I have won the national. So there you have to write that. If there is no front end expertise, then do not mention that. You have to be as real as you can into your job application, and that's so you basically have to lay out. And there were many more pointers as well. And I've not written those, such as AWS security lake. I've not worked with security lake, so I do not write into my email application. So be as real, be as authentic as possible into your job applications. Next up, always have a value giving nature into their application. So before my interview, as I was shortlisted, I went through their app and see where I can contribute, right? And eventually, when you're onboarded onto their startup, you basically get to work on that features which you love, because you already showcase that skill into your interviews. So when my interviews were there, so there was a search feature into their application. Now what I did, I basically replicated that search feature into my own machine, saying that this is how we can achieve. So basically I demonstrated a value giving nature, and that should be not your showcase stuff. You basically have to have that nature, because when you are hired in a startup and they are giving you an X amount of money, then you have to justify that money with your work. So always have that value giving nature. And it's not like you have to work and you to justify that value. Just be authentic, and whatever time that has been allotted to you, my timing, like whatever timing was allotted to me, give your full potential. Don't be distracted, don't scroll social media, just give your full potential into those hours. That will be more than sufficient. Even startups and managers knows that, in this particular thing, this is the ticket that have been assigned to you, it will be done. So always have that value giving nature into your work. Now coming to the interviews, again, what helped me was being as authentic as possible. Why? Because whenever a question was asked to me, because I have like four layers of interview. First, from the HR, then the operation officer, then the CTO, and then the CEO. As it was a startup, so all three, four of them had a conversation with me before me onboarding. So I have like four interviews. Remember, no one, literally no one expects you that you have to memorize your code. That's not the case. They expect you whether you can, if you don't know anything, whether you can learn fast and get it done. That's the only thing that matters. And whether you have a value giving nature, whether you are authentic, if there is a feature that's being developed and you have the ownership of that feature. Let's say I'm creating a search feature. So that search feature, you just not have to create that feature. But when it's going into the deployment to a customer, right? You have created that feature and your customers are using it. And if they have any problem, you are the first one to be addressing that issue because it's your feature. So they expects ownership into that. So you have to basically demonstrate all of those things, not to fake it. People think that faking may help, faking may help clear the interview, but people are more smarter than you because they have already done all of these things. And the moment you fake even a little, they catch you right away. So make sure you don't fake, be as authentic as possible. In my interviews, there were cases in which I don't know nothing about the particular piece they're talking about. But I just admitted that I don't know anything. I'll look into it and I'll search about this. Because there was many technologies such as I have worked with EC2 instances, but there were many technologies in AWS which I have even worked with and they were using it. But I just admitted that I don't know this, but I'll definitely learn this and get back to you. Now, in this, whatever project that I have created, they were basically asking questions from my projects itself, right? So make sure that whatever project that you are presenting that you have created, don't fake it. You should be knowing in and out of whatever project that you have made, right? And there you go. After everything is done, so the first step is basically to crack the cold emailing part. How? By reading the job description and making sure that all the skills that's relevant are actually matching with your skill set, and you demonstrate those through some certifications or through some projects are one of the best way to do that. Next, in your interviews, be as authentic as possible. Don't fake at all. Have a value providing or value giving nature, and make sure you know your projects in and out, and be kind in all the interviews. Yeah, keep a smile. Everyone loves. So there is a saying in work that nobody likes to work with people who are like super smart, but they think others like, you know he's lower than me, and they are like, I am the only one. Nobody likes to work with that people. Everybody likes to work with people who is like good at their skill, but more than that, they are approachable. They can brainstorm together, because when you go at the top when you go at the top, you everyone realizes that collaboration is the best way to grow rather than competition. And there you go. You are hired. Congratulations. So this is all for this video. I hope it provided some value to you, how you can approach the hiring manager, get a good connection, what to do in the interviews, what to not to do. So that's it for this video. I'll see you in the next video. Till then, see ya. Have a good day.